Okay, this is a video explaining how to use my JobsToDo app. You can download this from the App Store. If you want to use it on an iPad, that's fine, but you still should search for it under iPhone apps. Just JobsToDo, all one word or 3 words. So basically you've got a list of all your jobs to do on here, and the first thing is that you can sort them by 4 different categories. So you can look at what the most urgent things are that you need to do. This iPad will work. So you can look at what's most urgent. You can see that my #1 urgent job is calling Steve about the new car. You can also look at them in terms of importance and make sure that you're not missing out on anything important. And that's probably the main way you would use it. Keep a track of the urgent things, make sure you do some important things as well. But you can also look at size. So it might well be that you've only got a short time, you want to do a quick thing. In which case probably going to the pub seems to be a good option, or phone the dentist. But if you've got a bigger chunk of time, you might decide to prepare your presentation for Global Inc. By the way, you can also look at fun things. So you might decide that you just want to have a treat and do a fun thing, so you might decide to investigate dog grooming. Or you might think, I'm going to get rid of one of the more unpleasant tasks on my list. I'm going to book the dentist appointment. What tends to happen is we just do the fun things and our lists gradually become less and less pleasant, and then eventually you think, I hate this list, I'm not going to use it anymore. So it is important to discipline yourself occasionally to do some non-fun tasks, and that's what that one's for. So that's the first thing. Now the second thing is you can move things around on this list. So you might decide when you were looking at the size that actually asking the boss for the pay rise is actually quite a small task. And so what you can do is you can press and hold, and you can just drag it down. Can you see it's picked it up? And I can just move that one down. It's in between dog grooming and the dentist, I think. So you can do that. So you can move tasks around on your list. Similarly, when you're looking at urgency, you might look at it and think that actually the dentist has become a little bit more urgent. I can feel one of my teeth doesn't feel too good. I'll move it up there just below the pub. So you can move tasks around on this list. By the way, the 5th category here is the order that you put them in. So the most recent one I've added is going to the pub. But you can use this as just a completely free-form list, and you can move things around on this list as well. So if I wanted to move dog grooming down there or group these together, I could. Now, the colours on these are the categories. And you can edit anything on here. So you can edit categories, but I'll come back to them in a minute. But it does mean that if I'm, say, out and about travelling, I can have a look and I can see what things can I do while I'm travelling, and the only one I've got on here in the blue category is actually calling Steve about the car, so I know that's the one I must do. So we've got categories as well, which you can use if you want. Now, how do you add a new task? Well, obviously it's going to be the plus button, isn't it? So you do that and you get a new task. Now suppose I'm going to add buy milk. And you probably know with iPhones and iPads now you can actually use this dictate button down here. You can press that and just talk into it, which is really good, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to have buy milk. Now if you're in a hurry, you just put buy milk and you just go done. You just scroll down to the green button here and just go done, and it gets added. But usually I like to put in some information about the task as well. You could do it now or later. And I'm going to say buying milk is fairly important. It's very urgent. It's a bit of a hassle and it's not much fun. And the category, you don't have to give it a category, but I'm going to have that in the while I'm out and about category. Sorry, this iPhone. So the category I'm going to have is, actually I'm going to put it under shopping. Why not? Done. You can give it a due date if you want, but I don't normally bother. And notes, I'm going to buy it from Wesco's. That's our little supermarket locally that I like. So I can say, you can add as many notes as you like, and you just say done. And that's now been added. So you can see in my order of tasks, that's my most recent one. And I can have a look at, it's not very important, but it's quite urgent. So that's how you add a task. When you've done a task, suppose I've finally got round to booking the dentist, I can just swipe it like that. And it says, do you want to mark it as complete? And I can just go yes. And then it's gone. Okay, so you just swipe the task. I'm going to leave the boss on there. So that's how you add tasks and take tasks away, and you can view them and sort them. By the way, as well as these 4 views, there's one more quite clever view, which if you go to the menu, the top one is what should I do next? Now this is my magic formula. It's carefully calculated. It's a combination of urgency and importance and size and fun factor. So it moves quick wins up the scale. If something is important and quick to do, it'll put that higher up. If it's both important and urgent, it will put that higher up. So it's got various clever little algorithms it uses. So what you could do is say, I'll do whatever Chris says, and just press the what should I do next button, see what it says. So that's the order. So it's quite interesting to see, for example, that the pub's in at number 3. I like that. Steve's at the top. Preparing the presentation for Global Inc. is only at number 4. Even though it's actually reasonably important and reasonably urgent. Well, it's not that urgent. That might be why it's not at the top. But what it does when you use the magic button is it looks at a combination of everything. So you can experiment with that and see if you like it. So that's the what should I do next. Now, the only final thing I want to show you is categories. If you go into categories, you can edit them. These are the categories I've got. If I don't like a category, so for example, if I don't like shopping, I can just swipe it and get rid of it. I'll just press no for the moment. And of course, if you click on a category, you can go and you can edit that as well. So you can just go across and you can change what colour it is and that sort of thing. And you can add new categories just by going plus on there. I quite like categories of waiting for people and also where I am. So if I'm at the office or I'm in my car, I'm at home, because then those contexts are really useful, because then when I am at home I can have a look at which jobs I can do then. So that's the categories. You can even use category filter, so you can have some categories that are not shown. So you can have an invisible secret category where you put stuff, because if you unclick this, then it won't show that category in your main list. This iPad. Right, so that is that. Backup and restore is a feature we're going to add soon, so watch this space for that. It'll come through as an update when it's ready. So there we are, that's the Jobs to Do app. I hope you like it. We've tried to keep it as simple and zen-like as possible, and you could probably think of more features you could have, but we're trying to keep it really quick and easy to use. It's been designed after a lot of thought about how people actually live their lives. So if you're looking at this video and you don't own the app, then please do go to the App Store and download the app. At the moment it's free, so get it while you can. It's just called Jobs to Do. Thank you.